How did you feel when you found out Charles was cooperating?
When they caught him, they brought him back to New York City. And this is the first time I would see him since he had been on the run. And we all in the bullpen. And I swear to you, there was nothing about him that gave me, he told. You know, I knew all the things that I had done to him, done for him. And all of my co-defendants were saying, he gonna tell, he gonna tell. And I was probably the only one that had faith in that he wouldn't, because I knew all the things that I had did for him. And I was hoping that I had did enough that would make him feel, you know, that I need to stand with y'all, because up until this point, no one told. And this was part of the conversation that him and I had. You know, it wasn't until we left the bullpen and I got back to the building and I was talking to the marshals and the people and receiving and discharge, because I had knew my way around the building at this point and I had earned favors. So I was trying to get him to come to my floor, you know, to get them to assign him to my floor so, you know, I could bring him up to speed as to where we were with the case. So when we left the bullpen, I told him, listen, I'm gonna get you brought to my floor. So when I'm in my housing unit, about an hour goes by and he doesn't come up. You know, I go to the correction officer and I ask him, you know, could you do me a favor and see what's going on with this guy? When he came back with the information, I knew he was bad.
Okay. So you get offered this 25-year plea deal,
right?
And you decide to fight it.
Right.
Now, when you have plea deals before trial, the feds have all this paperwork, but they can basically black out all the names.
It's indacted.
Indacted.
Right.
So you don't know who said this.
Right.
You don't know
any
of the names.
Well, you have an idea.
You have an idea, but you
don't
really don't know, because
right.
there's a black line that's going through certain parts of that
right.
Of that document. And since most people take plea deals,
you never get to know.
You never get to know, and people could basically tell on you,
and you'll be none the wiser.
And they walk away with no repercussions.
Right.
And they get to
well, that typically happens in federal cases.
So forth. Exactly. Most people don't take it to trial.
That's a fact. 97% conviction rate, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Why would you go up against that? Yeah. I remember I interviewed Chris Gotti and Irv Gotti, for that matter, and we just talked about how when they beat the feds, it was like it's like a unicorn situation where it was like, yo, like no one expected this.
That's a fact.
But they beat the feds. It cost them $1 million. They lost their record label, but they won.
They did.
But that never happens.
Right. It's true. So
you decide to go to trial.
Right.
And at that point, they actually give you the real documents.
Yeah, as the discovery, as the process goes on, the discovery is given to you, so that the stuff that's blacked out, you start seeing it.
In the paperwork, you said that Alpo was actually cooperating in your case.
Right.
You also said that Azie was cooperating in your case.
Well, the Azie thing is a little different because I don't understand that when I see his name there. You know, Alpo was already arrested, and it was understood what he was doing by this time. You know, he was arrested in like 91, and by the time I went to jail, it was understood what was going on with him. So me seeing that didn't surprise me, but me seeing Azie's name in there didn't make sense to me because he wasn't arrested; he was a free man.
Right. Now you did the interview with Flex,
right?
And you mentioned the Azie thing,
right?
Azie, who I know, I've interviewed before.
Okay.
I've never had a conversation with him about this.
Okay.
But he publicly spoke out and he said that what you said was a lie. He claimed he never knew you. And that he said if what you said was true, he wanted to give rocks to his children and let his children stone him to death.
Okay.
What do you say to that?
I've already proved that he knows me. I mean, he knows me. Let me go, Vlad. Azie wrote a book that precedes all of this.
Right. That's the movie Paid in Full was based off that book.
No.
No, it's another book.
Paid in Full came first. He made a book. He has a book called Game Over.
Game Over came first.
Well, that was a title, but the book is called that.
Okay.
But the book came years later. The book came in the 2000s.
Okay.
But in any event, this individual who states he doesn't know me, there's 2 chapters devoted to me in the book for somebody he don't know.
Okay.
So, you know, let him explain that to you next time y'all speak. Because again, you don't know me, why are you writing about me in your book?